The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has been a formative part of my life. The lessons learned through dueling and interacting with the community of duelists has helped to form me into the man you see here today. Not special by any means, but just happy with myself and in my own skin. So today, I'm going to talk to you guys about taking the chance on yourself and how the lessons learned in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX 18 and 19 gives you the fundamentals to become a true duelist. What's going on, my boys? I'm YTDan, a rogue style duelist who specializes in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And regardless of what type of Yu-Gi-Oh! Game you play, or even competitive game you play, there's lessons that can be learned in almost any Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode. Today we're going to talk about deck building and why it's important to take a chance on yourself and build a deck that you believe in. Can it be a meta deck? Sure. Can it be a rogue deck? Most definitely. But regardless of the deck you choose, without putting any type of personal investment into it, it's going to be very hard for you to take your game to the next level. Now, unlike Duel Monsters, which takes place in Domino City, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX actually takes place in the setting of a school. So imagine if dueling was your job and occupation, and that was all there was to look forward to in life in terms of any type of measurable success. You'd want to go to college or duel school to make sure that you can get your skills to a level where you can be successful in adulthood. In Duel Academy, these duelists are doing just that, and the need to be competitive and to be good is higher than anything you could possibly imagine. You think it's high pressure when you go to your locals and lose? Imagine losing in Duel Academy in front of hundreds of students who all assume that you'll never be anything in life because you lost a duel at school. This is seen perfectly through the character Dimitri. Now, this is a side character that just kind of came into the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX series, and as far as Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki says, he didn't make another appearance until the very end. So this character is definitely a one-off, but the lesson learned here is something that can be carried throughout all your dueling career and even your real life. Dimitri is a copycat duelist, someone who focuses on finding the best deck, copying it, and using it for themselves, expecting to win because this deck is quote-unquote the best deck. And I'm sure you see parallels of that in your day-to-day card game adventures. Dimitri is extremely troubled because no matter what deck he copies, he cannot seem to win. He's copied Dr. Crowler, Seto Kaiba, and even Zane Truesdale, and he still can't seem to get a W. So the episode starts with a duel with a prize on the line. As I already mentioned, these are high stakes duels in school. However, this duel is even higher stakes, I would imagine, for Dimitri, as Dimitri wants to go and see Yugi, the King of Games deck, in a museum. In order to see this deck, he must defeat Cyrus Truesdale. Personally, I believe Dimitri wants to go to the museum so he can see the deck and copy it, and in his mind, he will truly become a King of Games. But unfortunately, the episode doesn't dive into his psyche or his thoughts. It only just shows him in a duel with Cyrus. Cyrus tilts him with a magical cylinder, causing Dimitri to lose. And when Dimitri loses, you can hear the ire and disgust from the rest of the classmates as they walk away from Dimitri and basically his failure to overcome a low-ranked duelist. Dimitri retreats back to his dorm to lament his loss and his previous losses. For some reason, Dimitri can't seem to understand why he continues to lose, but then he gets a spark of inspiration. If he can't win by copying the best decks, he can win by becoming the best duelist. So later that night, Dimitri sneaks off to the museum. and breaks in and steals the deck outright. That's right, he stole Yugi's deck. After stealing Yugi's deck, he's caught up to by Cyrus Truesdale. When Cyrus confronts him, he challenges Cyrus to a duel, and if Cyrus wins, he'll reclaim the deck. But if he loses, it's just over. Even though he's copying the King of Games, he has no shadow magics. Cyrus and Dimitri duel off screen, and Dimitri is victorious. Because of this, Dimitri believes he made the right choice in stealing Yugi's deck. Because with Yugi's cards and fully adopting the persona of Yugi, or who he's actually impersonating, the Pharaoh Atem, he has essentially become Yugi and is now undefeatable. With this hubris, he challenges Jaden Yuki to a duel for those same stakes. And when Jaden steps up to the plate, he gives the imposter of games more than he bargained for. Through this duel and exchange, there's many moments where Dimitri does well. He makes strong plays and does the right things to win. But in the end, he loses out to Jaden Yuki. And why is this, you think? If Dimitri made all the right plays and made no mistakes, why did he still lose? What played a factor in him taking that L? Well, the anime writes it off as the harder cards, obviously. But it's actually summed up best by Zane Truesdale.
You'll never win or lose until you put yourself out there. And that means creating your own deck and your own strategies, not piggybacking off of someone else's. After all, there is no amount of studying that you can do to be able to use someone else's deck as well as they can.
And with that said, I definitely say I agree with Zane Truesdale. Putting yourself out there is some of the hardest things to do, which is why it's easy to copy someone's deck and play and try to be competitive. Because when you lose, it's not you. You lose and it's that deck. You lose and it was that deck builder. But it's not that deck builder's fault that you lost and didn't understand the deck. Or it's not that deck builder's fault that you lost because you weren't knowledgeable enough to make a strong play and you made a misplay. When it comes down to it, we are the cause of and solution to all of our problems. And when it comes to dueling, developing a gut instinct is key, and the only way to get that is by building a deck yourself, editing the deck yourself, going through different trials and tribulations with different gameplay with the deck yourself, and gaining that hands-on knowledge that will provide you with the gut instincts that will guide you through a duel. Some people might call it the harder cards, but really what it comes down to is self-confidence. Believing in yourself is not a simple platitude. Believing in yourself is actually having the strength to put one foot in front of the other to move forward. And if you want to build a strong deck, there's nothing wrong with the template. There's nothing wrong with getting directions or asking for help. But when it comes to dueling, that's a personal journey that you have to drive and build and grow on your own. So get out there and build those decks. Add those cards from your side deck and make the most of the cards that you have to become the best duelist that you can. And one day, you'll take your place at the top as a king. And by episode's end, Dimitri has learned nothing. Instead of copying the King of Games deck, instead of copying anyone's deck and trying to learn and study it further to create his own plays and methods of dueling, Dimitri outright copies Jaden completely, down to a weak Jaden Yuki cosplay. And with this, it's proven that Dimitri has learned nothing from this experience. Don't be like Dimitri. Take your losses and learn. Every L is an opportunity to learn. And if you keep your eyes open and try not to remain salty of that loss, you can find the knowledge that will improve your game. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been YTDan for Meditations of the Duelists, and I will see you in the next episode.